Taylor Swift is defending her artistry after musician Damon Albarn claimed she, quote, doesn't write her own songs. The Message in a Bottle songstress shared a strongly worded message on Twitter in response to the Blur frontman's claim, which he made during a conversation with the Los Angeles Times. In response to the Times' tweet about the interview, she wrote, "I was such a big fan of yours until I saw this. I write all of my own songs. Your hot take is completely false and so damaging. You don't have to like my songs, but it's really f***ed up to try and discredit my writing. Wow." She added in a follow-up tweet, "P.S. I wrote this tweet all by myself, in case you were wondering." During his interview, Damon was criticizing the quality of modern songwriting when the topic of Taylor came up. After the LA Times journalist suggested she was a talented songwriter, he simply replied, she doesn't write her own songs. The interviewer then mentioned that she does, and co-writes some of them. But the Gorillaz vocalist replied, "That doesn't count. I know what co-writing is. Co-writing is very different to writing. I'm not hating on anybody. I'm just saying there's a big difference between a songwriter and a songwriter who co-writes. Doesn't mean that the outcome can't be really great." He then brought up Billie Eilish and Phineas and called the Happier Than Ever singer a, quote, really interesting songwriter. He said, "I'm more attracted to that than to Taylor Swift. It's just darker, less endlessly upbeat, way more minor and odd. I think she's exceptional." In response to Taylor's tweet defending her songwriting, Damon apologized for his claims. He wrote back, "I totally agree with you. I had a conversation about songwriting and sadly it was reduced to clickbait. I apologize unreservedly and unconditionally. The last thing I would want to do is discredit your songwriting. I hope you understand." Some fellow musicians weighed in on the situation on Twitter. Maren Morris wrote, "Writing songs with songwriters means you're a songwriter." And Maisie Peters tweeted, "Taylor Swift could write song too, but Damon Albarn could never write All Too Well 10-minute version." Taylor's 10-minute version of All Too Well was released as part of her Red re-record, and she even made a short film to go with it. At the film's premiere, the pop star talked to Access Hollywood about how much she loves surprising her fans with the project.
How did it feel to be on that set, knowing that this was a story that you were going to tell, mainly to be a gift to all of these people who've made it something so special?
Oh, it really just was wonderful because when you have a secret, like I love planning things secretly for them because they're so rewarding. They do this.
Right. And they show up.
They do this.
Yeah.
And like it's so rewarding to surprise. I can't believe they care that much, honestly,
Right.
still.
Okay, listen, they care a whole lot. I've been online looking at some of the Easter egg and the connections that they've made. The one that killed me was Dylan and Sadie's age difference. They were like, okay, no, there's a secret somewhere in there. There's a secret somewhere in there. Are they reading too much into it?
They are the best detectives in the world.
Right.
I love watching their theories too. I love looking at. I like scroll TikTok, like watching their theories so often, all the time.
Oh, I love that.
So I love to just watch what they come up with because they're brilliant.
Yeah.
And also sometimes I'm very into numerology.
Okay.
Sometimes they find things I didn't even plan.
Really?
Math.
Okay.
95% of the time I'm planning it. But there are some times when they're like, the math! And I'm like, oh my God, the math!
I didn't anticipate that one.